Now, 4 days ago, Dan Orlovsky came out and said that the Eagles and the Lions better hope that these Rams don't get into the playoffs. Again, I don't know what Dan Orlovsky is doing. I don't know why he has a bone to pick with the Lions. Maybe, just maybe, he has not been welcomed back into the fold. Maybe he's mad because Barry got a statue and he didn't. I don't know. But, Dan Orlovsky's most famous memory in Detroit is running out of the back of the end zone on his own, and Jared Allen, pointing at him, laughing while chasing him. That doesn't happen, okay? Runs out of the back of the end zone, causes a safety on himself, doesn't realize it, and he's still trying to go, and Jared Allen is just pointing and laughing. Now, he has some things to say, and let's get to what he had to say. All right, here we go.
What's one thing, Dan, that could halt a deep playoff run, maybe a Super Bowl run for the Lions?
Opportunity. You defensively give me, as an offensive person, plenty of opportunity to take shots downfield. Mm-hmm. If I was an offense going against the Lions, I love them. I take 3 shots a quarter. I take 3 shots a quarter. If you're going to continue to line up and play press man against me or any form of man, we're taking our shots. And as good as their secondary has been at times this year, they don't have 4 Darrelle Revises. Right. They don't have 4 Patrick Surtain Juniors. This is a group that is good, not great, and I would take shots at them all game.
All right, so I was supposed to kind of switch into my thing here. Yeah, okay. I didn't do that, but I'll do it for the next one. I promise you I will. So here's the thing. Dan Orlovsky is saying that we don't have 4 Darrelle Revises. We don't have 4 Patrick Surtains. At what point in the history of the National Football Team did a secondary have 4 Darrelle Revises, 4 Patrick Surtains, 4 Deion Sanderses, 4? You only have one of these guys at a time. Okay? You only have one of these guys at a time. Carlton Davis is not Darrelle Revis. He's not Deion Sanders. He's not Patrick Surtain. But since week 9, Carlton Davis, not Patrick Surtain, has been the best cornerback in football. He's had the best coverage grade per PFF, right? He's not letting up. He's, again, the best cornerback in football since week 9. We are in week 15. Okay? So for the last 6 weeks, he's been the best cornerback in the league. Now, Terrion Arnold, as a rookie in this league, the first year in this league, has the most man coverage snaps out of all cornerbacks in the entire NFL. So you're telling me that AG and Dan Campbell and boys trust a rookie cornerback to line up across either your best receiver or whichever receiver he lines up on, and they want him to lock him up man on man. They trust him, and his coverage, as I've said before, is super duper sticky. So you're telling me that this coaching staff trusts this guy as a rookie to line up against a receiver and eliminate him. Okay. So that's 2 things. We've got the best cornerback in the NFL for the last 6 weeks. We've got a rookie who has played out of so some of y'all might get this twisted. Some of y'all might not understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying amongst rookies. I'm saying every single cornerback in the NFL trails Terrion Arnold in man coverage snaps. You are not putting a man in man coverage that often if you don't believe in his ability, if he hasn't shown his ability to you to be able to handle that type of a load. Patrick Surtain is not in man as much as Terrion Arnold. Understand this, okay? So Dan Orlovsky, Okay, I was gonna pull up his stats. We know Dan wasn't a very good quarterback. We know that. I think he was a 6th-round pick out of Kentucky or something like that. But we know Dan wasn't great. So there's no need for me to what is it? Beat a dead horse. We know. Okay, I don't need to bring up old scars and open old wounds. Dan Orlovsky wasn't great. We loved Dan Orlovsky in Detroit because when he went to the media, he was pumping his chest. He was beating the drum for the Detroit Lions. So Taylor Made Media says, sounds like he's saying I'm going at Terrion Arnold all day, every day, period. No, so that's the thing. No, that doesn't make any sense. Again, that's what I'm saying. I'm breaking down this secondary just with common sense and understanding. Okay? Terrion Arnold is not someone, and I told you this before, Taylor Made, he's not being picked on. He's not being picked on. You don't get the most. Sauce Gardner doesn't have as many man coverage snaps as Terrion Arnold. Terrion Arnold is the premier man coverage cornerback in the NFL as a rookie. Terrion Arnold, Arnold Island, okay? He's given up in, let's say, what is this? Game number 14. Okay, so he's given up 41 catches. All right. How many touchdowns has he given up? 2? Maybe? Something of that nature. Just like last week. Okay, he gave up 2 catches on 2 targets for a total of 9 yards. So it's not the catch number. Right? It's the yardage number. If you, bro, tell me as an NFL fan of any NFL football team, would you rather have a Jeff Okudah who gives up 2 catches on 2 targets for 75 yards and 2 touchdowns? Or would you rather have a Terrion Arnold that gives up 2 catches on 2 targets for 9 yards? Not even a first down worth of yardage. Okay? Now, he said if you have Branch and Joseph at safety and Carlton Davis III at QB, the logical choice is to go at Terrion Arnold, who has 0 interceptions. No, that's not the logical choice. How is that the logical choice? Good evening, Josephine. What up, though? How is that the logical choice? The logical choice is to go not at anyone. The logical choice is to try to catch them in zone coverage or, try to if they have 4 defensive backs, you're going to throw out 5 receivers, right? The logical option would be, let's take whatever the short underneath coverage is. Why? Because I'm about to tell you this other thing about taking shots. Okay? Taking shots against Kirby Joseph is stupid. Kirby Joseph is currently the league leader in interceptions in the NFL. Okay? Tied only with, what's his name? McKinney from the Packers. Don't take shots down the field when you have a man who has 7 interceptions, right? So right now, his pace is an interception every other game. Don't take shots. He hasn't had one in a couple games now. So he's due. Don't take shots when that man is hanging out over the top. Then you got Brian Branch on the other side, who is leading the league as a safety in pass breakups. So Jeremy Reisman put out a tweet. Basically, it was saying that these numbers, against the Lions when you take deep shots are not very good. Okay? And it got down to quarterback pressures and everything. Pass breakups, interceptions, quarterback pressures. It just bears out that Dan Orlovsky is completely wrong. He's completely wrong. He has no idea what he's talking about. And here's the thing. Dan Orlovsky is a former player. He's a former quarterback. Okay? He's a former quarterback. So he's supposed to know how to read defenses. This is where it becomes more asinine, and this is a point that I forgot to make when I was talking about Rob Parker and Teddy Bruschi. Where is the money? That is what I want to know. How much are you getting paid for these takes? Someone like Dan Orlovsky, whose job it is to break down defenses, and he's a good analyst, right? Good talking head. And his thing up on there, right? So like now I'm looking at whatever that show that they're on. They've got 3 former players and some moderator lady. Okay? Those former players are supposed to give perspectives on, I played in the NFL. This is from my perspective. I played in the NFL. So now I can tell you what's happening. For a quarterback, it is particularly asinine for you to be able to look at a secondary and go, yeah, I'm going to attack one of their strengths 3-4 times a quarter. How many interceptions are you trying to give Kirby Joseph? If I'm Kirby Joseph, if I'm Aaron Glenn, and I know these people are now going to be taking 3-4 deep shots a quarter, how many interceptions per game is the question will Kirby Joseph get? How many interceptions per game is the question will Brian Branch get? Because now I'm just putting the ball up for grabs because they play a lot of man coverage. Bro, if they weren't good at it, that's the thing. If this was last year's defense, if this was last year's secondary, 100% take deep shots because Aaron Glenn likes to play man coverage and he doesn't have the horses for it. Last year we had Cam Sutton. Last year we had Kendall Vildor. Last year we had Jerry Jacobs. This year we don't have those guys. Kendall Vildor was in there for a game or two as a backup. Yes, not as a starter. Okay? Last year, Brian Branch was primarily in the nickel. Now he's a safety. Plays nickel sometimes, but we've got a dog-ass nickel and Amik Robertson. This is one of the best secondaries in the NFL. Do not just, we're just going to throw it deep. I don't get it, man. If you came for all the stats and none of the static, if you're trying to keep your Lions news pragmatic, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you can get notified when the Motor City Cats are back at it. And plus, you know you can't get enough of the victory buffs.